Nityanandan Paramasukatan Kevalamyanamuten Dvandvatitam Gaganashatushan Tattvamasyatilashyan Ekam Nityam Memalamatchalam Savati Sapsiputam Vavatitam Trikunanahitam Sakuluntam Namami。尼天兰丹，大家早上好。好，今天呢，我们来欢迎这么殊胜的日子，一起回到这个祝福，回到丰盛，然后回到我们自己。好，今天不只是一场活动，也不是一个课程，今天是要来迎接我们接下来一整年的丰盛。我们要重新来设定我们人生与财富频率的一整天哦。那我们从早上9点半开始到下午4点半，我们都会在线上线下跟大家一起。那线上的部分呢，我们会就是调整时段，就是我们时间到，我们就会上线直播。那如果结束的时间，就是我们在现场有一些活动比较不方便做直播。那因为我们今天在外面有做柴火饭。那还有做一些能量舞，所以如果你想要来参加的话，现在出门应该还来得及哈。台湾地区的同学们如果是在其他地区的话，没关系，你就是迎接这个能量，那对你来讲这个祝福是不间断的，那让能量不间断，让我们的丰盛也不间断，好不好？好，那我们开始来看财富意识。财富意识是什么？什么是财富意识？那在开始之前呢，我想邀请大家先放下我们对金钱、对赚钱这个词的这种压力、恐惧，或者认为要很努力。那我们在史瓦米举师父的教导里面财富不是外在的数字。对，它是我们内在对生命的这种态度，对吧？大家都慢慢越来越清楚这种意识了。当我们意识匮乏的时候，贫瘠的时候，你看就算钱来了，你都留不住。当我们意识丰盛的时候，我们的资源、人脉、机会、贵人就会自然而然来到你的身边，靠近你。所以你看今天我们大家都彼此靠近了，我们都是彼此的贵人，所以祝福大家。OK， 所以今天我们早上的这1个小时左右的时间待会我播完这个视频大概1个小时，那这1个小时我也希望大家都能够很完整的去迎接这个能量。第一个我们会告诉大家意识，财富意识。那师父在这个意识上面讲得很清楚，所以虽然影片不是很长，然后每一段都有一定的就是师父的衔接性。那他告诉我们这些过程里面我们就是去感受、去连接，然后去把那个意识的通道打开。好，那大家知道好，接下来我们会来先做一件很简单的事情，我们要来吸取这个宇宙当中Paramashiva给我们的意识、空间、财富的这个能量，所以我们要来做一个小小的冥想。好，来大家，我们要做小小的冥想之前，大家要先做好。那我们做好就是尽量的，就是我们背坐直嘛，就是放松，不要说很硬这样子，你就放松的坐着，然后你开始把你的大拇指跟你的无名指大拇指跟无名指给拿出来右手也可以，左手，但是重点是你要顺手。好，来，我们第一件事情就是把我们的右鼻孔给压住，用大拇指压住然后左鼻孔吸气，吸气到我们的3眼停下来，屏气，感觉到 Paramashiva 的能量正在我们的3眼运作，把我们那些钙化的、阻塞的负能量全部给消散，好吧？来，再来换边，右鼻孔吸气。然后屏息到3眼的位置。我刚刚讲这些，现在你可以偷偷换气没关系。待会我们在做的时候，前面6个步骤都没有吐气，只有第7个步骤才有吐气。好，那我们再一次刚刚是左鼻孔，后来是右鼻孔吸气，然后屏息。现在呢是2个鼻孔，左右鼻孔吸气，然后到3眼的地方屏气。 好，停留一下子，然后慢慢的第7个步骤就是从左鼻孔吐气。好，我知道很多人他都做过，也知道，但我们现在就让所有人都会，好不好？来，左鼻孔吸气，屏息3延，右鼻孔吸气，屏息3延，左右鼻孔吸气，屏息3延，再慢慢的从左鼻孔吐气。好，在做这个动作的时候，大家记得一件事哦，就是不要慌，不要乱，因为我会给大家时间，然后你做这个部分，因为你必须要换气，你必须要在一整天要迎接财富意识的时候，你要先换气，把你过去的那些阻塞的浊气，我们要换气。今天是财神日啊。今天也是这个天神出巡的日子啊，财神爷也出来了。那我们今天都知道哈，今天 Paramashiva 在这个意识当中给我们这个祝福，所以我们今天才有这个活动。所以也希望大家都能够感受到启动财富意识的这种空间。好，那我现在要给大家一个音乐，那大家在这个音乐当中去感受我刚刚讲的这7个步骤。那在做的时候，你就记得，你不要刻意屏息，当然你自己呼吸不过来，你就觉得还可以的情况之下，尽可能的做，对吗？尽可能的做，我不能说你随便做，也不能太放松，因为太放松你就没有感受到屏气的时候在3延，其实就是 Paramashiva 在为我们呼吸，所以你一定要知道这个屏息的时候，它不会，你不会喘不过气的，绝对不会喘不过气。这样明白哈，你绝对会很开心的。然后你慢慢的吐气的时候，你可以慢慢的吐，慢慢的吐，让那个浊气啊、废气啊，还有就是以前的不圆满啊，各种状况都让它吐掉。好，来，我们开始准备哦。你们再练习一下，吸气从左鼻孔，然后再3延屏息，然后吸气从右鼻孔吸气，再3延屏息，左右鼻孔吸气，好，再3延屏息。好，可以哈，大家都要做哦。今天不是只是玩，也不是练习，今天是在迎接一整天很重要很重要的这个财富意识，还有就是我们生命的一个能量。好，来，我给大家视频，大家很开心。好，尽量打开视频，我们现场也有一些人在做哦。对，练习没关系，你们先练习，我会给你们对。好，开始喽。你在做的时候，只要记得一件事，就是说我吸进去的全部都是 Paramashiva 的能量意识，最丰沛的、最正向的能量。然后你最后一个吐气呢，刚开始你可以再继续，因为刚刚我已经给大家换气了哈，所以现在我们是在吸能量，然后意识在我们的3延停留。最后一个步骤，记得最后一个步骤一定要记得，最后一个步骤吐气的时候，是你的心想事成了，你的今天的财富愿望、你的健康愿望、你的人际关系愿望、你的所有的愿望都会在这个吐气当中完全实现，所以它已经不是在排浊气咯。好，现在我们开始咯。刚刚我们已经让大家排完这个浊气啊、负能量。好，我们现在准备开始。如果你觉得你刚刚排的不够，你前面几次你可以先做，没关系。然后你就让自己尽快的回到这个吸能量、储存能量，然后到直接实践。好，所有的可能性都在这里发生了。来，开始，我们继续哦。Om Nityananda Paramashiva Om Nityananda Paramashiva Om Nityananda Paramashiva Om Nityananda Paramashiva 慢慢的回来。好，回来的时候，我们把意识一样放在我们的这个眉心轮哈，这是 Paramashiva 给我们的财富意识，也是 Paramashiva 给我们的祝福。好，恭喜大家。好，接下来呢，我们大概有1个小时的时间呢，我给大家让师父来为我们点化开示，然后让我们对这个我们的这个财富意识更加的清晰。那在这个过程当中，你只要就是跟着那个意识走，跟着那个能量走就可以了。那我们会感受到这个Paramashiva 就是师父啊，还有包括财富女神、财神啊、象神啊、时空大神都会来为我们祝福。那我们在这个过程当中，他们Paramashiva 来陪我们上这个课程，来为我们唤醒财富意识的这些基本原则，这些意识的这种空间呢，所以我们一定要来把这个通道给打通了，然后让我们这个意识呢散发在我们这一整年当中啊。对，大家都说想要新的一年更好，新的一年更清晰啊，然后能够迎接最大的丰盛。那我们就让自己也保持这样的空间，好不好？那我现在就给大家开始播放，然后大家就你们可以坐着看，最好不要躺着哈。然后尽可能，如果你能够打开视频的，或者是你可以因为现在我们在丰富教室有一些人已经在教室也在线上了，那现场也有人，那我知道我们直播出去的频道也有人在观看，所以我们大家就一起来把我们的财富意识给唤醒，然后也对这个认知更清晰。好，大家我会给大家这个中文的字幕，让大家更概念哈。就我知道我们都是华人地区的，所以我们需要的是翻译。好，那我们现在就准备来迎接了，大家只要坐直，好好的去观赏，然后同时也把这个意识注入到你的内在，好，它是你的空间哦。好。
Fundamentally, the first truth of awakening wealth consciousness. I'm not giving you this as a teaching. I'm giving you this as a software programming. Just internalize and come to this conclusion. That's all. You don't need to practice it. Anything you need to practice. Practice is a 4-letter word for me. Coming to conclusion is all I ask from you. No belief, no faith, no. Coming to conclusion, integrity. The first cognition you need to have. The first conclusion, I request you to arrive. No cunning strategy will manifest wealth in your life. You may grab little currency through cunning strategies, but it will never become wealth of your life. Whenever your inner space is capable of including 5 people in your life, you build a good family. If your inner space is capable of including 50 people in your life, you build a good team. If your inner space is capable of building few hundred people in your life, you become a social leader. If your inner space is capable of including few thousands, you become leader for your region. If your inner space is capable of including a state in you, you become a leader of the state. If your inner space is capable of including a country in you, you become the leader of the country. Understand? If your inner space is awakened to understand and include the concept of wealth, you will see wealth becomes just part of your life.
साख्यं नित्यानन्दाय स्वागतं जीवन मुक्तिप्रदं देवं क्षमापूर्णं जगद्गुरुं वन्दे परमहंसाख्यं नित्यानन्दाय स्वागतम् आनन्दानुभवास्वादं सर्वरोगनिवारकं वन्दे
I welcome you all with my love and respects. Let me introduce the program, Yen Wealth. Let me introduce the exact process of the whole program. It is all about wealth, as the title says, money. The first question, what an enlightened master has to do with wealth? Why should he talk about wealth? He is supposed to be talking about renunciation. But he is talking about wealth. Please understand, a beautiful survey, study done by Ohio University Sociology Department I wanted to share some of their study. It is done national level in US. By Lisa Kister, Associate Professor of Sociology at Ohio State University. Religion is an important factor in wealth accumulation, a factor that has not received a lot of attention. The study suggests religious beliefs children learn in their families translate into educational attainment, adult occupations, financial literacy, social connection, and other factors that influence adult wealth ownership. One more important thing, the study says, it is not only the religious affiliation. People who attended the religious services regularly accumulated more wealth. God bless you. And some of the very interesting information I want to share with you, so that you will understand why I ventured into this program, Yen Wealth, teaching you about wealth. The study says religious beliefs are directly connected to the wealth they create and accumulate. Conservative Protestants don't accumulate too much in this life. Jews encourage pursuits that lead to wealth accumulation, high income carriers and investing. And you will be shocked to know a median net worth of a Jew is $150,000, $150,890, 3 times more than the net worth of an entire sample. And conservative Protestants, Baptists and Seventh-day Adventists and Christian Scientists, only 26,000. Please understand, Jews 150,000 and conservative Protestants are just 26,000. Half of the net worth of the entire sample. Jews are 3 times more the entire sample, and conservative Protestants are half of the entire sample. And statistics of the communities that remained asset poor, Jews are only 1% asset poor, Protestants are 15% asset poor, Catholics are 7%. Accumulations such as homes, stocks and bonds, Jews 35% have accumulated, conservative Protestants only 3%, mainline Protestants 22%, Catholics only 20%. Early life investment and high risk, high return assets such as stock and bonds to earn wealth. Jews, 1/3 of the population do this. Conservative Protestants, 0% of the population does this. Mainline Protestants only 7% and Catholics only 4%. Understand, the study says religion keeps coming up in any model you run to explain wealth. It is something you can't ignore, but there has been little effort to explain the connection between religion and wealth accumulation. And finally, the study ends with a question mark. Still they are not able to clearly pinpoint the exact faith or the mental setup responsible for the accumulation of the wealth. So that job I am going to do in these 2 days. Understand? Religion and wealth are very closely associated. That is the reason I ventured into teaching you how to accumulate wealth. First statement I wanted to make, the first statement of this program: wealth is not a thing to be accumulated or managed. Wealth is you. Please understand. Wealth is not just a thing as you think to be accumulated or managed or created or celebrated. It is you. Wealth is nothing but extension of you. In Sanskrit we have a very beautiful word. Lakshmi means intensified goal. When the Lakshya is intensified in you, it is Lakshmi. Intensified goal is Lakshmi. The right mental setup directly makes you create and celebrate wealth. I don't even want to use the word creating and sustaining. I wanted to use the word creation and celebration of wealth. The right mental setup is required to create wealth, to celebrate wealth. Only an enlightened person can teach you the mental setup, can create the right mental setup. That is the reason I took up the program on wealth. The usual question an enlightened being is supposed to teach: renunciation. Please understand, how will you renounce unless you lived? I have seen wealthy man, I have seen poor man's renunciation, I have seen wealthy man's renunciation. I have seen all these three. Please understand, I have seen poor man renouncing what he doesn't have, and wealthy man enjoying, and I have seen wealthy man renouncing. All these three mental setups I have seen. I wanted to let you know, whether you will renounce or not, that is different, but it is good to have wealth. I completely support creation and celebration of wealth. I'll explain the detailed truths and the mental setups we carry about wealth. Somehow this concept, the very word wealth, if you don't have, greed. If you have, fear. If you are in between, worry. Too much. I can say the word wealth is too mysterious than God. Even about God, you can come to a conclusion and understanding very easily. But the word wealth has become too mysterious because we did not look into it. The right mental setup is not achieved. Look a little deeply. The very word wealth creates so much of pain in everybody. Either you had too much of greed and did not have it, or too much of fear of poverty, or Too much of failure ideas. The moment the word wealth is uttered, too many of your failures crops up in your system. And too many broken relationships crops up in your system. Too many broken relationships, too much of disrespect, too much of the pain and sufferings which you went through from the young age gets awakened. That is why a normal man can never think of wealth in a relaxed way. Just look in. Even if you want to think about creating wealth, secretly you sit and think. Even inside your own mind you create a secret chamber where you plan about wealth. Even your whole mind does not accept for planning about wealth. The moment one corner of your mind starts planning, the other corner wants warning you. Hey, you are planning about wealth, you are going to get into suffering. The other part is already teaching you renunciation. But you need to understand, it is not renunciation from understanding. It is renunciation based on the tendency of moving away from life, escaping from life, a wrong attitude. You carry too many chaotic ideas, too much of confusion about wealth. As I said, wealth is not a thing, wealth is you. If you are confused about wealth, you are completely confused about you. Who you are, what you are, why you are, who you are. Who you are, what you are, why you are, who you are. You are thoroughly confused about the whole thing. As the Sanskrit word Lakshmi means intensified goal is Lakshmi. Please understand. Lakshmi is not just wealth. Wealth is one idea. Lakshmi is intensified goal. When the goal is intensified in you, alive in you, awakened in you, wealth is inevitable. Wealth is not just money, the relationships, satisfaction, the power to convert dollars and rupees into the product which you wanted to have. In Sanskrit we have 8 dimensions of wealth. In the next further sessions I'll talk about it. We call it Dana, Danya, Virya, Vijaya. Different dimensions of wealth. It is a thing, it is not a thing, it is your very being. Only when your being becomes proper, the wealth gathers around you, wealth happens around you, and you celebrate it. And wealth can be adding to your life. Without the right mental setup, even if you are inherited or grabbed. For example, legally if you are born to a rich person, you inherit. And if you inherit illegally, it is called grabbing, that's all. Without the right mental setup, even if you inherit or grab, you will not be able to celebrate wealth. I have seen people, I have seen all kinds of people who celebrate wealth without having it, who celebrate wealth without creating it, who create wealth but don't celebrate it, who create wealth but never use it, who grab wealth but does not celebrate it, who grab wealth but does not enjoy it. All kinds of mental setup I have seen. A right mental setup, a right understanding about wealth not only attracts wealth towards you, makes wealth happen in your life, it gives tremendous clarity even for your day-to-day life, normal life. Because wrong ideas about wealth becomes a self-impediment for your very growth, for your very understanding, for your very living. As I said, wealth is not a thing, it is you, different dimensions of you. When you manage different dimensions of you, just wealth happens around you. As I said, wealth is not just dollars and rupees. It is relationships, contentment, the peace and job satisfaction, everything, each one of these items, and health, each one of these items are your wealth. And the mental setup continuously to have success, all these things are different dimensions of wealth. So I think now you are very clear why I am talking on wealth. I am going to work on wealth. I am going to teach about wealth to you. First thing I wanted to do in this program is make you understand all the pains you associated with wealth. Your innate guilt about greed and the ideas put inside you in the young age, the wrong ideas put inside you in the young age about wealth. When your parents fight for wealth among themselves, not only you have wrong ideas about them, you have wrong ideas about wealth. You feel, oh, it is wealth separates people. That one engram is enough for your whole life. You will not be able to create wealth peacefully. You will not be comfortable with wealth peacefully. Just see. How many of you are comfortable when you think about wealth inside you? When you just sit in a relaxed way and remember about wealth. See how much of pain comes out. Whether the failed efforts which you took or the failed relationships because of wealth. When I say failed efforts, so many examples I can give. The efforts which you did not do properly, or which you did properly and did not work out, did not click, or somebody cheated you. Whether somebody cheated you or not, practically every person in the world feels they have been cheated. There is nobody who feels he is not cheated, he or she is not cheated. Then who is cheating? Everybody feels, whether it is a person who lives in slum or a middle class or billionaires, everybody feels they are cheated. They are cheated. How can this be? Somehow, wealth creates, the idea of wealth creates strong, painful memories and engrams in you. That is the first reason why you are not comfortable about wealth. You get into wrong pseudo-renunciation ideas. First thing I want to do in this process is make you understand all the wrong engrams you carry about wealth. Engraved memories, wrong ideas you are having about wealth in your brain, in your system. From the young age, all the wrong ideas you imbibed in your system about the wealth. Please sit and go on writing whatever you remember about money in your life. Please understand. First time, what you heard about wealth from your parents. First time, what you heard about your wealth from your friends, from your relatives, from your teachers. When you started growing up, what are the ideas you imbibed about wealth? I can remember, even now I can remember, first incident of wealth in my life, maybe around the age of 2 or 3, in Indian villages during the festivals, the uncles and parents will give few coins to kids. So many of my relatives gave money to my elder brother, younger brother, for me also. I got lot of coins for my share. All of them were counting. I was sitting and looking at that, and I looked into my father and asked, what shall I do with this? He said, whatever you want you can buy. I said, I want one Ganesha to play with. You already gave it. It's there for me. I don't want anything else. Then he said, you can give it away to whomever you want. I said, oh, that's all. Okay. Then I called some of my friends. My house is filled with my cousins, and it's a giant family. I called 2, 3 of these guys and said, hey, I don't want this. Whoever wants, please take it. I thought some 4 or 5 people will come and take. Forget about it. The one guy whom I said, he just picked up the whole thing. Whole cloth on which the coins were there. I couldn't understand. Anyhow, I just left it. Okay. What I wanted is there. I don't want anything else. Leave it. This is my first memory of wealth. And still, I tell you, this memory plays a major role in how I handle wealth. It is just utility. I have not created a single relationship because of wealth. I have not broken a single relationship because of wealth. I have not created any suffering for me because of wealth. I have not created any joy for me because of wealth. I am living, wealth is living with me. Just wealth is living with me. Understand? Wealth is your personality, nothing else. I can tell you all dimensions of wealth is living with me. I have a right to talk about wealth to you. Of course, I am a wealthy guru. You can't equate my wealth to rupees or dollars. Media has tried their best saying 1,000 crore, 100 crore. Of course, all these numbers are lies. It is not that much if you equate it to number. But one thing I want to tell all of you, you can't equate my wealth to number, because I have such beautiful, intelligent strong feeling connected sannyasis, each one of them, how many $1 million you will equate them? You can't. That is one of the biggest asset I have. And it is such a wealth. Even when I say it's a wealth, they don't feel it's a pride. They feel only grateful for being around me. For example, if you tell others, my wife is my wealth, naturally she will feel pride. She will say, yes, yes, I know, I am your wealth. But I am telling my sannyasis are my wealth, you won't see pride in them. Not only dollars or rupees, in every dimension, wealth is living around me. So wealth is not a thing, it is just a mental setup. It is self-management. That is what is wealth management. Creating self and celebrating self is what I call creating wealth and celebrating wealth. You need to know, if you are not having wealth, I wanted to make it very clear. I wanted to rewrite the word. Blessed are those who are rich. They live in heaven. I don't want to say they go to heaven. I don't want to use the word. Blessed are those who are poor in spirit, they shall enter into the heaven. No. Blessed are those who are rich. They live in heaven. It's a wrong understanding given about wealth. Being poor is no way connected to spirituality. I am making one more thing clear. Being poor is equally criminal like grabbing or robbing the wealth from others. Robbing the wealth, stealing the wealth, and being poor, both are equally criminal. If you are poor, please understand, it is not that you are not working, you are working in wrong direction to create poverty. Krishna says very clearly in the Gita, Gahano karmano gadihi. World is action. Whether you want it or not, you are in action. If you are not creating wealth, you are in action in wrong direction. That's all. You are in action, but wrong direction. You are creating poverty. In these 2 days, all I am going to do is create a right mental setup for you so that you attract and celebrate wealth. You create and celebrate wealth. First thing, the first process I want to do is sit and go on write all the ideas you received about wealth in the young age. Let me first open you up. What you have, let us dig it out. Then we'll clear this past engrams, create the right mental setup for wealth. Then I'll explain the right mental setup necessary for wealth and the wealth management techniques and ideas from ancient, age-old Vedic tradition. Please understand, Vedic tradition is one of the richest, wealthiest tradition, not just in the inner world, even in the outer world. Thousands of years before, whatever you call as outer world wealth, we are the richest tradition. Even after so many invasion for wealth, so much of swindling, still India holds so much richness, wealth. First, the invasion by different groups like Kanishkas, Kushanas, and Mauryas, then Mughals, then British. So much of invasion. So, even after so much of robbing, stealing, still we are generating, because the Vedic tradition is life affirmative. It believes in creating wealth, not grabbing, creating. I can say India is the only country which never grabbed wealth from other countries, other civilizations. Every possible civilization and groups robbed India, but India never went out to grab wealth from others. Even after giving up so much, we still have. So if you look from the right angle, I can say India is the richest country in the world even now. Because never grabbed, always gave. Never grabbed, always gave. Still we have. And the funny thing is, still only 3% of Indian man-hour is used. Please understand. For example, see, in India we call it working age as 25 to 58. 25 to 58 is the working age. If a person is supposed to be working 8 hours a day, 25 to 58, all the Indians into 8 hours. I am saying that people, Indians who are between 25 to 58 and 8 hours. If this is 100 hours, for example, I am giving you, only 3 hours productivity happens in India. I want all of you to know. Only 3 hours. But still, we are creating wealth. So I'll share the ancient secrets of creating and celebrating wealth. Now, let's enter into the process of creating the important wealth you need to create in your life, the right mental setup about wealth, right understanding about wealth. Sit now, pen down anything you remember about money. All the ideas you received about money in the young age, or any major incidents happened in your life because of money, and the ideas you carry about money. Some relationships breaking, some relationships getting created, and feeling uprooted, and major drastic changes in your life because of wealth coming in or going out. Anything you remember about money, pen down. Take time, pen down, because I wanted you to understand all the wrong concepts you carry about wealth. It is like a literally surgery. I am opening your heart, taking out all the unnecessary things, engrams you have, clearing. It's like removing the blockages from the circulation flow. Please Take paper and pen and start penning down all the ideas you carry about wealth. Please pen down elaborately. Please write without thinking much, so that all the original engrams will come out as it is without getting edited by your logic. You will know exactly the engrams you carry inside. Recollect first conversations you had about money in your life. Recollect first conversations you had with money in your life. How your relationship with money. Is it fight, or is it love relationship, or is it hatred relationship, or is it feeling of loadedness? How your relationship with money started. Your conversations with money and your conversations about money. Pen everything down. Think deeply as possible. Go back to your past, your childhood. All the ideas you grabbed, imbibed from the friends and relatives about wealth. See how much of pain you carry. about wealth. Down in a detailed way the different ideas you received about wealth, your own conversations about money, with money, or conversation about money. When you dig out yourself, you will understand the sick and broke mental setup you create. Please do the homework properly. Please write. Think. Unless you write, you will not catch the exact engram where you are caught. Unless you dig out, you will not understand what I am saying. The intense pain, mixed emotions you carry about wealth, the mixed feelings, conversations you had with wealth and about wealth. how the hurt you felt by not having wealth interferes even while you want to create it. Any of you don't have paper and pen, please raise your hand. We'll provide. If somebody doesn't have paper and pen, see that. In Houston, I am seeing 2-3 people are not writing. Please dig out. Write. Go on writing. Only then you will hit the ideas, the mental setup which you are carrying. Don't close your eyes. That is even I am going to take class by standing. Come on, Houston. Still I am seeing 2-3 people are not writing. Pen down. See, only when you think, you analyze. Only when you write, you analyze properly. Whatever comes to your mind about money, pen down. You can pen down point by point. Keep on writing. This will help you to identify your conversations about money. What do you think is your basic root conversation? Basic engrams about money. You will see it, how it runs in your relationship with money. What were the first conversations you had about money, finance in your life? try to recollect your childhood incidents where you first had an experience about money. You see, my first experience about money has created a solid foundation for my relationship with money. So dig out your first experiences about money. We will dig out everything you carry about money so that the right mental setup is created, right understanding is created to attract wealth and celebrate wealth.
好，你第二单，好，那个现场的声音可以帮我调一下吗？人呢？好的，大家可能会听到一些回音，那没关系，我先跟大家讲一下哈，就是说，我们在整个财富意识的唤醒，华师傅带我们去做财富的圆满，然后去找到对金钱啊、对财富的这些认知啊，还有就是小时候发生的一些跟财富、跟金钱有关系的这些关系。那我想大家可能会慢慢的去感受到自己从出生到现在对金钱啊，对这个财富的认知，慢慢有了一些不一样的转变。好，来，我们现在呢，让大家先放下你手上的这些工作，然后我们去感受一下，刚刚我们从一开始，对，去吸取这个Paramashiva的意识，然后到唤醒我们的财富意识，然后到做财富的圆满跟财富的这个根源。那我们今天呢还没有完全走完这个流程，那没关系，我们接下来的每一天，我们都会给大家这一部分的这个进行。那同时呢，我们也希望大家锁定我们台湾的几个频道哈。第一个是我们关西凯拉萨关西寺庙，另外呢，我们还有这个觉醒之旅的这个频道，那还有就是脸书的回音太大哈。好，抱歉啊，我们现在这个回音太大，现场的这个朋友听不到。那不知道线上的朋友听得到吗？我的声音，对，大家听得到吗？听得到的话给我留言，听不到或者回音太大也给我留言，可以吗？好，那我们继续来进行。对，就是 OK，好，谢谢。好，那就是我们在整个过程当中啊，就是 就是最希望的是大家可以就是跟上，就是把那个频率锁住，因为这一年呢。那我们如果说用台湾或者我们华人的那个节令来讲呢，今年就是丙午年。那新的丙午年呢，我们在这个旧的这个年呢，即将要离开的时候呢，我们要大声的说，迎旧啊，对吧？迎新送旧，对吧？当我们迎新送旧的时候，我们那个意识、我们的认知也会同时从我们的身体、我们的内在。就是认知到我们的灵性的这个空间，全部都会大换血。就是我们在这个过程当中，如果我们过去那一年呢，就是旧的这一年呢，我们觉得还蛮好的，那我们就继续锁住这个稳定的能量。如果你觉得过去那一年我们觉得不是那么的顺利，甚至有很多的阻碍。早上呢，我们也在这个寺庙这边8:28为大家做这个迎接财神，然后让大家一起来感受一下如何能够让这个Paramashiva 意识财富的意识能够来到我们的空间，来到我们的DNA，然后改写我们的历史。那今天早上你如果来不及的没关系，你就是跟上就好了。那这个过程里面我们会持续进行，让大家知道我们在台湾凯拉萨的关西寺庙这个 YouTube 频道，还有在我们的觉醒之旅的这个 YouTube 频道，还有我们的这个脸书的凯拉萨台湾这个频道，那可能是有中文跟英文拼音哈，就是凯拉萨台湾。好，那如果大家知道这些频道的话，你就锁定。那同时呢，我们就是让大家知道一下，今天我们迎接的是天时地利人和，所以我们待会已经在外面已经在准备柴火饭了。我们会不只是就是日夜精华，同时今天是苏利亚那个我们的太阳神非常重要的时刻，他也来到我们寺庙。早上我们就在大门口画上这个图腾，然后也迎接苏利亚的能量。那在今天整天从8点多我们就开始迎接，然后到9点半的财富最旺盛的时候，跟大家一起来进行财富的这个唤醒我们的财富意识，然后也唤醒我们对金钱、对财富的认知。那大家都知道，最大的财富一定是我们的生命力，所以大家一定要提振自己的生命力，活出最高可能性版本的自己。无论你在过去任何状况，比如说财富不圆满被骗钱官司或者你的就是你的身体有很多的问题。那还有包括你可能人际关系常常犯小人，好，包括你在这个学习灵性的部分坎坎坷坷，一直都觉得没有办法进入到我们的核心。那今年呢是一个非常好的一个机会，所以呢我会带大家一起来经历这个美好的过程。那我们接下来的每一个时间就是会如果是台湾的同修，我们会就是做这个就是通知，就会宣传的时候会通知到大家。如果没有的话，你就看我们每个频道，就是每个频道在跟台湾有关系凯拉萨有关系的频道，基本上都会在每天更新我们的最新讯息，然后给大家，所以大家可以去留意。那同时呢，我也是希望大家在新的一年记得我们要红红火火。那如果你要穿红色的衣服，我这个是一定要加强版的如果你要穿红色的衣服，你就穿一点点就好，不要全身大红大紫。包括你去拜年的时候，你就是一点点的红色，比如说红色的围巾红色的帽子红色的包包红色的就是配饰对，不要全身红，因为今年是丙午年，它真的火很旺。我讲给大家听这个是真的，所以太旺的情况之下，你会烧的太多，你会把那个运气也烧走了。但我不是在就是在恐吓大家，我是在提醒大家，你可以在今年的时候穿一些比较稳定的这个能量的颜色比如说淡黄色，或者比如说米黄色、米色 好，那如果你穿白色也很好，但是白色不要全身白，你可以配饰我刚刚讲的这些黄色、米黄色啊、淡米色的啊，或金色、银色的有边的啊、饰品啊，这些都很好。那就是记得不要说把什么。记得有3个颜色，尽量不要穿哦。就是跟大家讲，今天是真的是开运日，我就跟大家讲，第一个不要红色没关系，车子是红色那就很好，你就最好做一个车技师。对，今年做一个车技师。好，那就是红色的红色车那很好啊，喜气洋洋，走到哪里人家都喜欢。当然就是可以做一下车技师，让这个整个象神的能量保护整个车，包括坐车的人。那我们车技师呢，其实刚好是现场的同学在问。那就是车技师呢，我们今天下午你要做的话可以预约，因为我们上个礼拜已经做了。那这个礼拜如果你要做的，要先预约，然后跟宾都 Shati 讲一下，然后他要确认一下，要有4颗的柠檬，新鲜的柠檬，然后1颗椰子。如果我们寺庙有的话，你刚好在现场，你看他有没有准备。如果有的话，就直接可以下午就可以做。我们下午做的时间是3点半。OK，3点半，对，3点或3点半。如果你在现场的话，你就可以直接准备3点左右就准备好，因为我们要先做一个祭祀，然后后面就是直接对车子跟人做完整的祭祀。这个是我们说真的，我要跟大家说，这个在我们的洛杉矶寺庙做一套是1501的美金，我们在这边就是你就是做一个红包，就是给这个那个车子跟师傅的那个什么圣血，我们就做，然后把你的名字、车号，就是车主的名字，还有下面就可以写上你们全家人的名字，一起来为你们祈福啊，就是真的是很神圣的事情。那你如果方便，你就放1501的台币。好不好？就是这样讲，跟大家讲清楚。那我们就是把所有的流程帮大家做好、做满，然后做到非常的丰盛。好，那我知道我们前面已经有好几次就是通知大家说已经做了好几回合的车技师，那今天做也是非常好，因为今天是财神加持，苏利亚又加持哦，真的是太棒了。好了，今天来的同修特别有幸运啊，又开车过来，又是大红色的车，真是太幸福了。好了，那我们接下来跟大家讲啊，就是3种颜色不要穿就是如果你做瑜伽，那没关系，做瑜伽的时间穿黑色的，就是你出门的就不要再穿黑色。那如果你要穿，就是真的很局部的，倒是无所谓，但是不要说刻意全身黑，或者是把黑色当成主色，对，是黑色不适合。然后还有就是深蓝色或者墨绿色，就是不要太深，然后是类似那种很深的灰色、咖啡色，那也都不适合。你要想哦，这个火一升上来的时候，能量一升上来的时候，你这些颜色都会把它压住。然后就变成就没有办法去，我们讲说，如果大家对五行啊，或者对这些很有概念的话，就知道说什么生什么，什么克什么。OK 好，这个我不会在这里讲。好，那我们就先跟大家说了。那待会我结束这个直播的时候，现场的同学如果有什么问题，我们可以当下来讨论。那其他的就是在线上的同学就跟大家说，就是真的也很感恩你们，祝福你们一起在2026年的这个今天是几号呢？1月25号，非常吉祥的天日，天时地利人和。今天现在又是11点11分，恭喜大家，你们迎接到宇宙第一把最强大的能量。好，那我们就要结束经文咯，然后也感谢大家今天的参与。因为本来我们待会要做那个祈福点灯，就是唱名。那因为我还没有看到名单，所以呢，我们待会晚一点再我们会再通知，就是今天共餐祈福，还有点灯祈福的，还有包括有做一些祝福的祈福，我们待会会来帮大家的家人跟每个个人做唱名祈福，然后把这些能量传递给师父 Paramashiva 跟所有的宇宙的众生命。好，那我们祝福大家哦，心想事成。好，我们现在用 Pura Mantra 来结束，大家背坐姿，双手合十， 感谢师父，感谢 Paramashiva，感谢象神，感谢财富女神、财神，还有感谢时空大神。哦，好多！今天还有猴神，还有今天还有战神，非常多的神明来到我们的空间。好，感谢所有人，感谢自己，带着自己的生命继续前进。Om Purnamadan Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Saram Bhagavan Shri Nityananda Paramashiva Paduka Paramastu Om Nityanandam。好，感谢大家，祝福大家。如果有想要2月1号去参加非洲的 Paramashiva Sena，那可以赶快跟你的关怀员联系。那个课程2月1号开启，30天免费的课程，30天免费的餐点，30天免费的圆满，所以真的很欢迎大家去参加。那祝福大家，你点亮单，我们明天见，拜拜。